Okay, looks like we're live, so I'll get things started up. Excuse me. Gotta adjust some things here first. So that I can have decent view of everything that I want to. Hello, Karlek. Good to see ya. I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully you're doing pretty good too. You probably saw that I've been trying to give people more of a heads up next time when I stream the day before, or give people a heads up the day before of when I'm going to stream. So hopefully that's beneficial to at least a few people. Plus, it helps me make sure that I really commit to a day and time of when I want to stream. Okay, so I was going to... Right, I was going to do more progress on the treehouse this time around. Let me check stock first. Right, X. Shoot. Let's see. Maybe I'll... Yeah, I don't know if I have enough rope, though. I might have just enough rope for the next part of the treehouse I'm going to make. If not, that's fine. It's fine. That's fine. It's whatever. Oops, hold on a second. Yeah, I know that feeling. Not being able to sleep. So you just kind of derp around on the internet for a bit. There we go. Trying to find something to do. Hoping you could get to sleep. And there are also times, of course, sometimes I will do work if I do some work if I can't get to sleep, but sometimes I'm just like, I'm not tired enough to fall asleep. I'm also still at the same time too tired to really commit to any kind of work related things, so I'm just gonna lay in bed and, yeah. Find a way to distract myself until I actually get sleepy enough. Yeah, cat sleeping on your arm, and of course you can't disturb the sleeping cat. Yeah. Next Monday is also my birthday, which is cool, and I will have a cartoon-related video on that day. And I was also thinking of maybe doing a streaming marathon of some kind, not like streaming every day that week, not like, say, 24 or however many hours straight that would be, but you know. Not quite, although, even though, yeah, thank you. Of course, even with that being said, I'm not 100% sure of what I would want to stream. Because I want to do something different. I was thinking of maybe playing either some of my favorite games, even if we only get just to see a little bit of them. There's also that Blue's Clues birthday game that I played as a kid and also talked about on the channel way back. I feel like that could be fun. What else? First I'll save here. Also, I saw the, the new GTA 6 trailer. Pretty cool. Admittedly, I would have liked to have seen some gameplay, but still cool to see nonetheless. And that's related to what I was talking about for my birthday streaming, because I could always stream GTA Vice City. Because I admit that I have not actually played too much of that one, so that could be fun. But yeah, we shall see, I suppose. Just checking out. Checking. Yes. I'm actually I'm gonna let you all on a little secret, but not really, but I'm turning 29, so not really old, of course. Not really huge birthday celebrating. But, you know, still a nice excuse to, do something more fun and spontaneous and all that. But, yeah. Was also talking about on earlier streams, too. Could play the Dog's Life for the PS2, aka that, farting dog game. That game where you can make the dog fart. I played that game a lot as a kid. Old man back. Yeah, you know what? I notice I have to make more of an effort. Yeah, I mean, my back's not too bad, all things considered, but I do notice I think I do have to make more of a conscious effort to, have better posture when sitting at this desk, because I'll get the lumbago, aka back pain, because that's what lumbago is. Yes, it's a real thing. It's not just something made up for Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead Redemption. It is an actual thing. It's a more layman's term for back pain. Let's see what my status is. But yes, Dog's Life was a game I played a lot during my childhood. Very strange game, but very, interesting as well, and I say that with sincerity. Because the animations on the dogs are quite good, even by today's standards. Plus, they all have different, weights when they move. Like, the small dogs will move very easy, and they feel very slippery, and then the big dogs feel much more heavy. Of course, they put all that effort into dogs, the people. It's another story, but you know, this is a game about dogs, so of course they're going to focus on dogs. Plus, it was also made by Frontier developers, or Frontier Studios, I forget exactly what they're called. They're the same people that made the Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster. And I saw in a magazine article that I used as a source for that video. They talked about how the basis for that game, for how the Dog's Life provided the foundation for their later and more recent animations, like for the T-Rex and such. I thought was quite cool. Oh yeah, yeah, back pain is a bitch. Like I said, my back, I think, is doing pretty good, all things considered, but, you know, I totally get chronic pain is not fun. Let's probably take a rest. you doing? Drinking? Yes, I guess that is a silver lining to feeling like crap. That gives you an excuse to just lay about all day. Fine. Yes, thank you very much. It's quite exciting. I'm hoping I can reach the big 2K by my birthday, but even if I don't, I am still very happy at where I am and the progress I've made. But yes, probably, it reminds me too, probably if I am, probably for the games that I might want to play for birthday stream. I'll have to make sure everything works out okay with them, as in making sure they'll work. And I'm sure they will. Also, I only got one monitor, so I'll make sure I can play them in a way where my chat and such is still easily accessible. Like a windowed mode. So yeah. Like I said, cartoon video. It'll be for my birthday. And we shall see what we'll be when I'll be streaming. And yes, of course, another gaming video in the works as well. Here, just eat this whole pineapple. Yes, thank you. I'm glad that people like the variety of things I get. I mean, I was a little worried just because I don't want to spread myself too thin, or at least too thin too early. But it seems to be working out okay for the most part, so that's good. That's good. I like talking about different things. I mean, I still consider this primarily a gaming channel, but you know. Going in the right place? I think so. Come on, baby. Let's go this way. Yes. Like I said, there is of course a worry about spreading yourself too thin when it comes to covering different topics, but you know. Dang it! I forgot you can't jump that far. But you know, it's good to just do what you like a lot of the times. That's pretty cool, a podcast. I don't know if I would do a podcast myself, but that's pretty cool, though. Not that I dislike the idea of podcasts, it's just that, don't really want to, hopefully don't want to run out of things to talk about. You know? Like, am I going to have enough to talk about that'll be interesting for each episode or whatever? But you know. Okay, let's see what I can do with this tree now. Ah, son of a bitch, I only have, one less rope. That's okay, though. I am okay with that. I mean, it's good to venture out. But yes, I think that is very cool to broaden your horizons and such and hear about more people's experiences through podcasting and such. checking out some stuff here. Sorry, just making sure everything's going good with my interface here. Okay, here we were. Oh yeah, I'll eat one more of these, that's fine. So yeah, right, I may be, yeah, so maybe splitting my time a bit between recording footage for my next video game related video and also working out the kinks for whatever stream I want to do. We'll see. I guess the streaming should take priority just because next week is quickly approaching, but you know. Oh, it just depends. Play it by ear and all that. Try to be flexible in my plans. Dang, I want to take another sip of water. It's fine. It's good to plan ahead, but also good to be flexible. Yes, I have been enjoying streaming quite a bit. Quite like it. Gets me to talk to people that are interested in the things I do, and I get to learn about other people and what they like to do and all that, and it's just fun, you know? Hopefully you enjoy streaming too. Well, I guess you do. If you're streaming, I guess you do. I want to give him, yeah, I'll give him some stuff. Where was it going? Yes, of course, it's sometimes lets me talk about certain things that might not necessarily pop up in videos, are still things I'm interested in, so pretty cool, I'd say. Yeah, there's a ton of really cool indie games out there. It's cool to give them a spotlight. Yes, personally, I'm a shameless shill for, Rule of Rose. I know I won't shut the hell up about that game. You know what? Deserves attention. But yes, yeah, super cool that that indie games are so easily accessible and easy to make now. And it's funny that Xbox is raising their prices, and so is Nintendo. Well, Xbox raised their prices because of Nintendo. Point is, it's funny that happened, and yet Expedition 33 is a massive success, and it's only $45. And while it did have of course, it was one that had a pretty decently sized team and budget, still not exactly the mega blockbuster budgets that Microsoft or Ubisoft would have. But people love it. Like I said, $45. It's an amazing experience from what I heard. want to make sure I'm going the right way. I've not played it myself yet, but it is definitely on the list, especially for that price. Just because there's a lot of games out there, you know? So many games, so little time and all that. But yeah, strong Game of the Year contender from what I understand. And you know, it's really cool too. You were also mentioning about like the developers and such of various games. It's cool hearing about the story behind that Expedition 33 came into development with how the director used to work at Ubisoft and he was bored, which is not surprising to hear. Bored of Ubisoft's shenanigans, and he was like, you know what, screw this, I'll make my own game with blackjack and hookers. Just kidding about that last part, but you know what I mean. He had a vision for a game, and he made it happen. And so did a lot of other people that joined him. And that is awesome. Yes, I love Futurama. Must confess that I am not a huge Simpsons kind of gal, but I do really like Futurama. Futurama's probably my favorite, or at least one of my favorite adult cartoons. I haven't watched the reboot, though. Speaking of Futurama, I haven't played the game either, the PS2 game, the PS2 game that is obscenely expensive for some reason. But yes, I appreciate The Simpsons' place in pop culture, animation, history, and all that. But I guess it's for whatever reason, it's just not my cup of tea. You know how it is. Although, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Something about Simpsons. Oh yeah, I do find myself quoting The Simpsons a fair bit, though. Or yeah, fair bit, I'd say. Like, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Or, everybody sucks but me. I remember first hearing that from, when I watched someone play, Simpsons Hit and Run, Homer Simpson saying, everybody sucks but me. I just thought that was really funny. The swamp can be a bit tricky, so sometimes I just keep the map up for a bit. But yes, I won't give it that. Simpsons might not necessarily be my cup of tea 100% of the time, but I will say it's very quotable. Yeah, it kind of sucks that Simpsons Hit and Run is stuck in copyright hell, so we're probably not. This is why we haven't gotten a re-release of it yet. Afternoon, Transmission 616. We were just talking about Simpsons. I was mentioning I appreciate the Simpsons' place in pop culture history and animation history, but I am much more of a Futurama kind of gal. What's something else I quote? Jeez, of course, when I try to think of things, I draw a blank. Well, if I think of them. But I'll give it the head. I'll tell you. Yes, boy. Boy. I will say it's pretty cool that The Sims 2 and 1, speaking of abandonware games, got an official re-release, even though it's kind of meh. I mean the games are great, Sims 1 and 2. I'm just saying the re-releases are kind of meh because they're not really optimized for modern PCs. It's basically the same thing, basically the same kind of deal you got 10 plus years ago, for better or for worse. Which kind of sucks, but at least they didn't add any new fuck ups to it. Sims, you want the Simpsons to end? You know what? I don't think I don't think you're alone in that sentiment. I'm pretty sure the same thing could be said for a lot of people about Family Guy. It's like, goddamn. It's some people complain about how much Modern Simpsons and Modern Family Guy sucks and Modern SpongeBob sucks, but it's still a cash cow somehow. Oops, I left him outside like a dumbass. Um, I was speaking of shows ending, I'm almost surprised that Arthur ended when it did. The 25-year run is pretty damn good, but I'm almost surprised that ran for as long as it did. Yeah, I get it. Audience changing and stuff. I could kind of say the same thing about Arthur as well. Actually, no, I need some twigs. I actually need a twig to make this. But yeah, I've talked about how much how I feel like Arthur just kind of went downhill for various reasons in terms of writing and such. And I really don't think it's just me being a grumpy old lady about it. But yeah, it is a bit bittersweet too to see Arthur ends because it is, because even at its worst, I don't think it was ever an outright terrible show. It still had good lessons, for the most part. I've talked about how sometimes the lessons are a bit eh. But that's beside the point. 2, 4, 6, 8. 9, actually. Oh gosh. But yes, Arthur theme song is absolutely amazing. Sung by Ziggy Marley as well, which is quite cool. But yes, one of the best cartoon theme songs, period, I would say. And there are some good ones out there, so I don't say that lightly. But yeah, a lot of adults in Arthur suck. Most of the time it's Arthur's parents. Mr. Rappern's cool though. I'll talk about how cool Mr. Rappern is. He's easily the best adult character in the show. I mean, he's not perfect. I could time to rant about Arthur now, but it kind of sucks that like he called out Arthur for bullying Sue Ellen and So Funny I Forgot to Laugh, but he's let Arthur get shit on right in front of him. So I'm like, dude, you are in no position to moralize right now. I usually like you, but I'm calling you out right now. What if they had more DW abuse? Gosh. Versus Ratburn? Is it going to be? Gosh, it probably ends. I'm just imagining it being like the cold open for Arthur's big hit, where Arthur is about to beat up DW in a boxing ring, and then would I kick his ass? You know what? I don't know, man. He's a grown man, and I am a woman that is not very physically strong, so I'd probably get pulverized, to be honest. But maybe I could distract him with cake, or at least attempt to call a truce with some cake. Yeah, like I said, I do genuinely like Mr. Ratburn as a character. It's just that one time, you know? You'll have a crisis of identity. You know, I could bring an actual real rat in a cage and show him it. He'd probably have a crisis of identity then. Speaking of which, have you guys seen what Arthur looked like originally in the very first Arthur book? All the characters actually look weird as hell. And ironically, that book was called Arthur's Nose, and it was about Arthur wanting to change his nose because people were making fun of him for it. And then he eventually learns that he should accept himself the way he is, and if anyone teases him, go fuck themselves. And it's ironic because as the years went on, his nose got smaller and smaller till it was practically invisible. He'd fall in love with the live rats. Be kind of weird if, you know, considering, you know, Ratburn's got human sentient and the live rat doesn't. But, you know. We're tired as fuck. That's okay, though. Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but usually in these games I like to alternate between going out and venturing and staying close by and just restocking and such. How much firewood do we have? Okay. Take you out with me. What else? What else? What else? Right. I was going to make some rope. To do something, rope. Alright, let's check this. The audio, like the game audio or by microphone? Also, I mainly was just kind of talking to myself. It's nothing really important. If we're talking game audio, it's not super important, but if you really want to listen to, like, the various sound effects and stuff, I can turn it up some. Yeah, I guess I could probably do that. I mean, it's not too loud. Testing, testing. Let me see if I can turn it up a bit. Hold on just 1 second. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. I think this is good now. Don't want to get too loud and burst all your eardrums. 'Cause that would not be fun. I want to give you all tinnitus. I know it can sometimes be hard to balance it out. So, you know, try to be aware of that. Yeah, like I said, I just try to find a balance between. Just want to find that balance between, being able to hear me, but also not blasting your eardrums out. Like I said, this is a new mic I got. It's a, XLR mic, so I'm still kind of working out. Getting used to finding the right settings for recording versus streaming. Oh, it's good, yes. Yes, I did notice that the quality has noticeably better from recording and such. But, like I said, still trying to work out what's best settings for, streaming versus recording and all that. Also, don't think you also necessarily want me to hear every time I inhale and exhale, so there's that setting, there's that to think about as well. Yes, OBS to stream. In fact, I am dual casting for both YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, noise gate filter. That's good to keep. I'll have to keep that in mind. I have heard about it. Wasn't entirely sure what that meant, but yeah, I get it. But yeah, makes sense now when you put it that way. Excuse me. Also want you to hear my burps that I'm somewhat prone to. Or at least don't want you to hear them too loud. Yes, only the best streamers make it so that you could hear every single inhale and exhale and sniffle. No, I get it though. Alright, let's make some... Let's put that twig back. I'll just do it when I get in. One. Oh, you bitch. I'll just put it in now, so I won't forget.
Glad you're back.
How many is that now? Five spaces. One. Two. Three. Yeah, it's kind of just fun to cuss out random things, especially if they're inanimate objects, as if they're going to get offended or going to be affected by your words. Yeah, this is good. Alright.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of frustrating things in games, in the classic Assassin's Creeds, which I still like, even though I don't really like the newer ones. It's always like so frustrating when you want to jump to one specific place. I'm like, no, jump to the right. No, not in front. No, to the right, not the left. And then you jump off a building and kill yourself, and you're like, why? Yes, yeah. Yeah, for as much as, I rag on the newer Assassin's Creed games and Ubisoft in general, I'll always have a special place for the, classic Assassin's Creeds. Let's take stock, shall we? Yeah, yeah, it is kind of weird that they, gave this, Middle Eastern, and they gave the Middle Eastern guy a very general American kind of voice. But hey, just talk it up to the Animus, right? What's some other games that I like that I haven't talked about too much? Talked to death about Kingdom Hearts. I'm still waiting for anything about Kingdom Hearts 4. Supposedly Half-Life 3 is coming. But I'll believe it when I see it. And I know this joke is overplayed to hell now, but that would mean we'd be getting Half-Life 3 before GTA 6. Like I said, I know the joke's overplayed to hell, but you know, you did that to yourself, Rockstar. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that's something that bothers me about Final Fantasy X as well. For as much as I like that, for as much as I love that game, it's like, you know, it's like you get stuck on a boss and you gotta wait for a 5-minute cutscene. It's like, why? Why you do this? What am I? Right, I forgot I wanted to check my inventory.
Glad you're back. Here.
Oh gosh. Reminds me a bit of, all we had to do was follow the damn trade, CJ. From, of course, GTA San Andreas. You'll be hearing that a lot because that one part of the game is a pain in the ass. Because they decided bikes were the best thing to chase down a, train with. All you had to do was follow the damn trade, CJ. Or, you know, easier said than done and all that. I'm just checking stuff here. Exactly. Don't throw stones at glass houses and all that. World's in a new Kingdom Hearts game that I want to see. That is a good question. Right, you know, a lot of people have said this. Something Treasure Planet related would be pretty freaking cool. Atlantis would be pretty cool as well. Would be nice to see those two more niche Disney films get some love in Kingdom Hearts. I can tell you what I don't want to see though. I don't want to see anything live action remake related in Kingdom Hearts. If they do that, there is a good chance I just might say bye to the series. I'll be like, well, I had a fun run, but I think I've seen enough. Yeah, dear God, no. Please, please, nothing live action related. Or live action related. And, live action remake related in Kingdom Hearts 4. Yes, Moana. That's definitely a newer Disney film that would work. Or that could work. No, we're talking about, more live action properties in Kingdom Hearts. Star Wars, honestly, would be pretty fitting. I mean, let's face it, with all this talk of darkness and light, yeah, I think Star Wars would be fitting, all things considered. But yes, it's Coco. That could be interesting. Oh, you know what? If they added a Robin Hood world in Kingdom Hearts, would Sora turn into an anthropomorphic animal, or would he just be the only human in that world? Because, like, Donald and Goofy, of course, are anthropomorphic animals. Okay, I did make a box lunch. But yeah, that's the question. On the one hand, it'd be awkward as hell for Sora to be the only human in that world. On the other hand, it's technically not necessary, I don't think. But you know, the whole blending in thing. No, I know, Black Cauldron has been kind of tossed around as an idea among fans. It was a Heartless that made Anakin the way he was. Oh, goodness. Could you imagine? Making, Star Wars canon fit into the, fit into Kingdom Hearts' lore and such. Or, you know, maybe it was the organization that made him that way. I really... Final Fantasy-based worlds. That'd be interesting since, you know, got Final Fantasy characters. I'm still kind of pissed we didn't get any new Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3. That's beside the point. Wait, what do I have here in my inventory? Yeah, that about sums up my feelings for Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. Stuff I definitely really liked. Also stuff that I really didn't like. Good game overall, but kind of a mixed bag. In terms of specifics. Honestly, you know what? Something that I really don't want in Kingdom Hearts is a repeat of, Frozen's World kind of deal, where it seems like we were going to do cool stuff, but we didn't. It's like, why did we need to be here? We didn't need to be here at all. You know, maybe they make Donald and Goofy look more like a duck and a, dog. In, Zootopia World. Actually, what am I saying? Donald already looks enough like a duck. I think Goofy could afford to be a bit more dog-like. In Tangle's World, I feel like had kind of similar issues, but at least we had some interaction with, like, you know, organization shenanigans and such. You know, even besides, Frozen's World, where we did fuck all, even though it kind of seemed like we were going to do stuff. Even beyond that, all we got to saw was a stupid, snowy mountain. We didn't even get to go to the town of Arendelle. We just got to see some boring, snowy mountains, and it's like, what the hell? And apparently, that is because Disney, of course, was like really litigious about what Square Enix could do with certain properties because sorry, I don't have any tons of sense. But you know what I mean. And meanwhile, Pixar was like, oh, you want to use our properties for, your game? Go wild. Sure, have Woody basically verbally bitch slap your main antagonist. And have, Vanitas get yeeted through, doors in Monsters, Inc. That sounds awesome. Oh goodness, I just saw that, Disney can suck these nuts. Ah, goodness. Auto mod. Do I need to whitelist the word these nuts now? Oh, what's on it? Oh, yeah. Disney is, of course, also the reason why, or at least partially the reason why, Marvel vs. Capcom, Infinite kind of sucked, because they were insistent on it being an MCU advertisement, basically. And even saying in their promotional materials that they couldn't have any Capcom characters beat the Marvel characters, which is stupid as hell. But, you know, now with, Marvel Rivals and, Disney seemingly being fairly hands-off with that, kind of gives me hope that Disney is kind of keeping their mitts off of, the video game sphere. I mean, Marvel Rivals, of course, does have that MCU influence and promotions with related to that, and that's fine, but it doesn't seem like Disney is, breathing down the developers' necks. So hopefully that means they'll do the same for Kingdom Hearts 4, just kind of butt out of it instead of butting in. Unless it also pisses me off too about Kingdom Hearts 3, because like Disney barely acknowledges Kingdom Hearts' existence, and yet here they come barging in thinking they can tell Square Enix how to write their worlds. Here I am ranting about games. And hey, a better place for it, right? I forgot, I don't want to make a box lunch right now. Yes, who would have thought? I just might be the angriest gamer you ever heard. Nah, I'm not quite an angry video game nerd. But I do get heat. But as you can see, I do get heated about some things when given the chance to do so. Well, you know, transmissions. I think the fact that this was, what, the third year in a row that, that they lost Best Animated Feature Oscar. It's kind of saying something. And seeing as how the Oscar, committee doesn't really have much respect for animation, I think that says something. That even they aren't just, like, letting Disney win by default nowadays. Because, yeah, I think it was 3 years in a row now that, Disney lost the Best Oscar. Because first one was Spider-Verse, second one was Pinocchio by Guillermo del Toro, and the third one, most recent one, was Flow. So, yeah, that's three years in a row. The fact that's 3 years in a row Disney didn't win by default is, like I said, I think that says something. And that's not even getting into the whole theme park sphere, where, yes, I'm taking you back to the past to play shitty games that suck ass. I mean, it's not entirely untrue. But yes, right, I was talking about the theme park sphere as well. Disney's been cutting a lot of corners with that. people aren't too happy. I mean, of course, we're still getting lots of money for it, just from brand recognition. But now Universal is, as I think they did a soft opening of Epic Universe now, and people are loving that because of its immersion and effort put into it. So yeah. And once upon a time, Universal was seen as the underdogs for many years in the theme park sphere. I mean, I admit that I'm not hugely into the whole theme park sphere of things, but I do at least know that much. Also, a couple years back, I went to, Universal Studios with a boyfriend. It was awesome. Yeah. I would probably say I'm more of an AVGN person. Nothing against people that like Nostalgia Critic and such, but I almost feel like in some ways I kind of grew out, quote unquote, of Nostalgia Critic. Nothing against people that still like him, of course. That's just how I kind of feel. But meanwhile, I still find myself enjoying AVGN stuff. But you know, that's just my opinion. It's pretty much everything I say is opinions. Decently informed opinions, I think, but, opinions nonetheless. The entrance scares you. Yeah. I must confess, when it comes to theme parks, I am a great big weenie when it comes to rides, like roller coasters and such. I mean, if you guys seen the SpongeBob meme of SpongeBob and Patrick go over a teeny tiny hill and they're freaking out, yeah, that's only slightly an exaggeration when it comes to me. Luna Park entrance. You know what? You got me curious. I'm gonna look. Oh, Jesus Christ. How they get so many people with an entrance like that? You just go into this gaping maw. Good God. But yeah, I am a great big weenie when it comes to roller coasters and thrill rides. I mean, well, my boyfriend loves stuff like that. So, you know, I wish I could suck it up. And maybe one day I will suck it up and stop being such a weenie about him. And I don't know. It's like, you know, and also, I think the technology is cool behind those rides and such. And all that. I want to be able to fully appreciate it. I'm just like, why? Why am I like this? Of course, even with my aversions to, big scary rides, I still had a blast at Universal Studios. I went to the one in Florida, for the record. Just to, be specific. Oh, goodness. Well, I don't know about that. But yes, I guess that is the, plus side of things. Oh, you know, speaking of, Universal Studios, I heard that they were, bringing what's called FanFest Days to, Hollywood Studios in California. Which is pretty cool, because it's basically an American version of Japan's Cool Japan event for Universal Studios Japan. Which is, cool, I think. And, yeah, it's a lot, most of them are their, American domestic properties that they showcase, but they also have like One Piece related stuff, which I think is really cool that we get to have that now in the American, or in one of the American parks. After Japan got for so many years. I'd totally go to that. Now I won't have to... Now if I really wanted to go there, I wouldn't have to travel all the way to Japan and brave the hot summer days of Japan.
Morning.
As for those that are unaware, Japan has very hot summers and very snowy winters. If you don't like extreme weather, it's probably plan out your days for that. Yes, Chopper is very cute. I like Chopper as well. Yeah, of course, Australia doesn't get much snow, does it? Or, at least for the most part, of course, the more mountainous regions would get more snow. Even in Arizona in the United States, that's a big old desert, but of course in places like Flagstaff that are higher altitude will have snow. I admit too, I don't really like haunted attractions and stuff like, what is it? The Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. I will say though, if they have a Resident Evil themed kind of, attraction, walkthrough, haunt. Oh, that's cool. You went to see snow for the first time. That's really cool. Of course, yeah, where I live, of course, in the states where the particular part of the states where I live, I've definitely seen my fair share of snow. So I'd say I'd used to it by now, but I can see why, you wouldn't want to put up with it, yearly. But yes, I know Japan has had, Universal Studios Japan has had, Resident Evil themed walkthroughs where they have people where you can go with either Leon or Claire, just like in Resident Evil 2. And that's super cool. I admit I'm a big weenie, so I don't really want to go to those things, but if they had something like that in the States, I might be tempted to do that. Yeah. Gotta watch your words, right? Hello, Malum Kadu. Good to see you. Talking about theme parks and snow. Doesn't snow very much in Australia, but it's there. Yeah, hopefully you took lots of pictures as well. The all-black look for such a menacing game. Yeah. I admit, you can't really see it. I could try to show you, but, this dress does have cat portraits on it. I don't know how well you can it's on the skirt. Shoot, hold on a second. See if I can show you. Without getting too inappropriate and pissing off Twitch admins. Let's see here. See this here? Yeah, I don't know how well you can see these cat portraits. But there they are. They're like, Victorian-esque kind of cat portraits. Thank you, yes, I like these as well. Yes, Of course, I would be wearing a petticoat usually under this dress. But, you know, if I'm just gonna be sitting here, I'm not really gonna be standing around and walking around that much, and you're not gonna be seeing my lower 2/3, then it's like, I'm not gonna bother with that. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we're gonna rest. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the earrings. You know what? I got these fairly recently at an estate sale. I thought they were super cool. Thank you. Okay, so nothing too much happening. So it's one of those games. It's half chill stream, half kind of stress stream. Kind of going through the motions, which is fine for this kind of thing, I think, just because, you know, doesn't make it too difficult to split my focus between the game and chat. Yeah, it is a... Yeah, you could... I think I've kind of got this down pat with, balancing my needs and such in this game, but when I was a kid, I definitely had a hard time balancing everything. You know something? Speaking of Kingdom Hearts worlds, an Incredibles world could be kind of interesting, I think. I'm not quite entirely sure how that would work. But... would be interesting, I think. Alright, there's also a Bug's Life that I don't even think Pixar really remembers anymore. Like that. Well, that's not true, but... it was so it bought my back like Mr. Incredibles in the first movie. Oh, gosh. But yeah, for whatever reason, Pixar does not seem to really acknowledge A Bug's Life that much. Well, whatever, I guess. But, well, it could make for an interesting Disney World. Eat the roots!
Ah.
Hello, Keto Ice Cream. I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully you are as well. You think bugs talk to, Pixar and they got offended, so now they don't acknowledge it anymore? Oh gosh, could you imagine? Wait, I forgot to give a bottle of water, silly. Oh gosh, the Bee Movie. I like how the Bee Movie is just a meme movie now. I just find that hilarious that the whole movie is just one big meme pretty much. I mean, I guess the same thing could be said about The Room, but something about a movie about bees is just one big meme is quite funny. Oh god, could you imagine Jerry Seinfeld-esque humor in Kingdom Hearts? You know, if I were DreamWorks, I would just fully embrace the whole meme nature of B-movie. If you can't beat them, join them, right? Yeah, the Minecraft movie, yeah. I don't really have much of an interest in seeing that movie. Even unironically. But yeah, I knew it was going to be successful no matter what, just because, of course, Minecraft has that huge appeal for kids. And I mean, more power to them and all, I'm just saying. You know, just stating how things are. No, I admit I don't really care too much for the movie Brave, the Pixar movie. But practically speaking, it probably could make for a decent Disney World in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. I mean, I don't think, like, Brave is awful or anything, but I feel like we've seen a lot. I feel like with Brave, there's a lot we've seen before and done better. Yep, Brother Bear is another one of the, forgotten Disney IPs. Just like Atlantis and Treasure Planet. And Meet the Robinsons. Right, we're building a treehouse as well. Do I need 4 logs? Let's trade. For now, I'll just give you some twigs. Oh, right. Thinking about what other Disney, Pixar properties are out there. I could potentially make a good Disney World even. How does this part go? Ooh, what else is out there for games? Or movies? Don't really want a Cars World, that's for sure. Hello, Mike Awesome. I'm doing good. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Yeah, don't think I would want a Cars World in Kingdom Hearts. Oliver and Company. Hey, that's another one Disney doesn't remember. Or something. Or either doesn't remember or wants to forget. Oh, that's nice. Finish walking the dogs. Okay, what else? What's next? What's next for this? Four logs. One, two, three, four. Yeah, no, we never did get an actual sword in the stone level. We just got to see Merlin. I guess he said bye bits to Arthur. Rocketman, the Disney movie. You know what? I don't. I did not watch that one. That reminds me too. You think we'll ever get Goofy's son in Kingdom Hearts? That would be something. Of course, you're gonna move slow as hell. What else? Yeah, you know, that is the question. I mean, we know that Max is not adopted, so who is Max's mom? In fact, I believe it's implying that Goofy's actually a widower, so there's that as well. Well, I don't know where these pieces go. Shoot. Yeah, you know, what happened to Sora's parents as well? We know he has them. It's cute. I have a cat named Nebula, and I also have one named Linus. I think I've showed pictures of them before on, like, social media. But I do not know where this fucking stick goes. Does he give tech tips? No. He is, unfortunately, very much technologically illiterate. I don't know where this priest goes. I'm gonna be here all damn day at this rate. There we go. Mr. Kitty. Could you imagine if they added MCU stuff, related stuff in Kingdom Hearts, and Sora wants to join the Avengers? Oh, man. That's funny. That's actually quite funny that Sora's mom in that very brief voice line is also voiced of Dexter's mom. Come on. Oh yeah, that's right. They also all those different references to various cartoons and Arthur. It was quite funny. Alright, what do we need now? Alright, we need 3 logs now. Logs, logs, logs. I'll just hold on to these for now, too. Well, when I'm done here. What world would I want that from Kingdom Hearts that isn't a Disney property? That is a good question. I'll have to simmer up on that one. Shrek for the memes. In all seriousness, though, how you to train your dragon type world would be quite interesting, I think. So if they wanted to, they could add a whole mechanic with dragon riding and all that. Let's see how I'm supposed to arrange this the right way. Something? I wonder what the... Yeah, this minigame can be quite picky. I wonder if Disney rather Square Enix would be willing to branch out and do non-Disney worlds for, their game. It'd be interesting, if nothing else. Or at least non-Disney owned worlds, even. But, you know. Ugh. Ugh. Sound like fucking angry video gaming nerd here just raging at this. You know, I must confess, I am not crazy about The Princess Bride. Like, you know that meme with Peter and he's all like, I did not care for The Godfather? That's kind of how I am with The Princess Bride. That being said, could be interesting to see for a more Kingdom Hearts type world. Yeah, that's just my opinion. You know, no, Princess Bride, I think you're thinking of Ella Enchanted. That had Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I definitely don't hate The Princess Bride. It's just like, don't entirely get the whole hype about it, why people are so obsessed about it sometimes. Or why some people are just so obsessed about it and make it a big part of their personality. But hey, there's plenty of things that are a big part of my personality that I'm sure people don't really care too much for. Just giving my opinion. I'm sure people think it's weird as hell that I make Kingdom Hearts a big part of my personality. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people that, think really gaming in general is a weird part of my personality. But what? Hey, it is what it is. I ain't hurting anyone over it, so it's all that matters, right? Hey, Marco Fatic. Ah, gosh. Automod, censored another one of your messages, of course. The place a stick, more like piece of shit. Automod really needs to calm itself down. Needs to take a chill pill, in fact. Oh, goodness. What else am I doing? Yeah, I get it. Am I going to have to add piece of shit to the whitelist as well? Goodness. Oh yeah, I get it. I'm not upset at the Automod. I'm just like, really? I'm not upset, just a little, baffled, I guess. Yeah. Oh gosh, don't even get me started on the dreams I have. Okay, story time. I often have weird dreams where, for some reason, I, as an adult pushing 30, am back in high school. And then I also have dreams related to me forgetting my combination to my locker and also taking tests that I didn't study for and I'm not prepared for. My dreams are either weird, terrifying, gross, or some combination of all three of them. Except for that one time I had a dream where they announced a new voice actor for Professor Layton and it was really different and everyone hated it. That was kind of amusing. Am I going the wrong way? Yeah. It's fine. I could tell you more about the dreams I have in detail, but they're kind of gross and weird and disturbing. As a 30-year-old teenager. Can a gangster cry? I don't see why not. Gangsters are people too, right? Ah, son of a bitch. I should rearrange some stuff. First, we get rid of this. First, we'll... actually, first I better feed him. Come on. There we go. Yes, goodbye, egg. Gone but not forgotten.
Ah. Ah.
See ya, Marco. And, as for the weather where I am, bit on the chilly side, but not freezing. And also quite rainy. Mentioned in, last week's stream that, really bad storms. In fact, there are still people in my general region that are without power. I actually had a power outage for a while. Well, not actually, no. It was only a couple hours on the one day, then another couple hours the next day. But there are actually still people. There are still people without power, unfortunately, even a week after that storm hit. California, yeah. California weather, I'm told, is generally nice. But I'm sure it's God's days, just like others. Or just like other places. One thing that really is the stick, really kind of sucks about California, weather-wise and such, is of course earthquakes, and of course the wildfire being prime wildfire spot. Ah, gosh, I wish I could lucid dream. That way I could stop having such weird-ass disturbing dreams and have something nice for a change. I don't think I've heard about that incident. About Neil and girl streamer was in a relationship. Yeah, of course, Australia's also, prime, wildfire place. Yeah. Yeah. So far, luckily, the only people I've blocked are bots on stream. But I'm sure I'll get, I'm sure if I get a bigger audience, I'm going to get more assholes. And I very, very well block more people, but, is what it is. But yeah, I'm sure you get used to the, earthquakes if you live there, but, Of course, if I ever want to pursue, acting more hardcore than such, I may very well have to move to a place like that. That might be quite different from where I currently live. But, good to think ahead, but don't want to put your cart before the horse and all that. Oh. Gosh, do I wish I had telekinesis powers. Be like, oh no, oh no, that controller's way over there. I'll just bring it to me. Oh shoot, I left my phone in the bathroom. Zoop. I'd be so fat. I have not seen Chronicle. I'd be sick. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, fire starter broke. Alright. Is there any tree bark out here? Usually is.
Glad you're back.
Gosh. Oh gosh. Well, I wish I was good at winning rigged carnival games. Goodness. Now we'll make a trap. We'll place trap. Dang it, I forgot to give it go in the logs. Ah, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Glad you're back.
Let's see here. Whoops. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Checking something here real quick. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know, just thinking about cartoons earlier. Who would you rather have as a sister? Would you rather have D.W. Reed as a sister or Lucy Van Pelt from the Peanuts? I'm actually having a tough. I'm kind of leaning towards Lucy, to be honest. I mean, she could probably bring in some pocket chains from her psychiatric racket. DW will no longer exist.
Glad you're back.
Yes, thank you, Liam. Funny enough, I have heard a couple of people come into stream and comment on the video saying that, oh, I remember this game, and I think that's really cool. Especially because I don't really see a ton of people talk about it either from, like, the, or at least in the wider circle of retro game fans. So it is cool to see that there are people that actually remember this game as well. 'Cause I used to play this game quite a bit as a kid. Oh, which one didn't I do? There we go. Honestly, I feel like for as mean and rude as Lucy is, she's generally a well-behaved child, which can't be said, and the same thing can't be said for DW. So there's that as well. And to be fair, in later years, she did mellow out some. She is nicer to her, youngest brother, Rerun, so there's that. Not that she can't be mean to him either, of course, but I think Lucy is generally more well-behaved than DW.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's like, Rain, good thing today I'll be sticking close by. To be fair to DW, that one time she wanted a barn of clothes for her toy horse or unicorn or whatever the hell it was. Her parents told her tough shit. And then she scammed the Tooth Fairy, aka Arthur. Also, moon boots look cool as hell, but at the same time, I feels like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Like, you know, some kid is gonna, like, jump too high and then break his neck on the way down. You don't need functional ankles. Yeah, because, I haven't seen that episode with the moon boots in a long time, but I do remember, yeah, I almost said Charlie Brown. I do remember Arthur was able to jump up really high enough to knock the, leaves off the trees. So that was pretty damn high. So yeah, cool on paper, but like I said, just a lawsuit waiting to happen. Oh gosh, you know what? Could you imagine if there were Peanuts characters with fucking Kingdom Hearts? Oh jeez. Just talking about non-Disney properties in Kingdom Hearts. Gosh, you know what? What's a toy from Arthur that you always wanted to have? It's like, we got the moon boots. There was those Woogles. There's DW's, I think it's, was it Princess Sneezing Wet? And of course there's her stupid Mary Moo Cow dolls. Doll. What I'd rather have as a pet? Snoopy or Woodstock? You know, I love Snoopy, but at the same time, I feel like he'd drive me nuts. Because he just does whatever the hell he wants. I mean, Woodstock's kind of the same way. But usually he just kind of tags along with whatever Snoopy does. Oh yeah, you know what, I do remember those two, like, fist, action figures that Buster had. I completely forgot about that, but I do remember now. You got to see them in, Arthur's Perfect Christmas. I think that's at least the first time we saw them. But yeah, Arthur's model plane. That would be cool. Just make sure you keep it away from windows or annoying 4-year-olds. Because then you'll get super mad, and then you'll be like, I told you not to touch it! And then you'll fucking punch your sister, and your parents will get super mad at you. Did he have a big wheel? I can't remember. You know what? Something else. I'm sure the Brain has some pretty awesome gadgets that he invented. That'd be pretty cool to have, I think. Any one of his gadgets that he has. Oh, you know what? That's right, the Arthur Universe's version of Transformers would be pretty cool too, because they can actually move on their own, like actual robots. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I know we kind of got them now. Transformers that can, like, move and transform on their own now. But I think that'd be, the ones in Arthur specifically, the way they work would be pretty cool. Sir Muffy's got, like, toys that you can't even comprehend because her parents are so stupid rich. Also, her dad's used car business is totally a front for mafia, right? Totally a money laundering scheme for the mafia. But you're telling me that he's a used car salesman and he lives in a big ass mansion? I don't think so. Yeah, Arthur's had Power Rangers. It's always funny to see the kind of parodies that Arthur did. The Cindy Crawfish makeup kit. Not quite sure about that one. It's a little creepy looking, if I'm going to be honest. Hey, Jay! Yes, I used to love this game too. I played this game a ton as a kid. Took me a while to get the hang of it, of course, but still had fun, even when I was dying. Well, welcome to the stream. I don't think I'm going to be on here for too long, but hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you might even enjoy my other videos. That would be cool. Because I like talking about all kinds of games. Old, new, indie, AAA, everything in between. Might have heard too. Also like talking about cartoons like Arthur. Yes, I appreciate your appreciation. So crazy that as many people out there enjoy my videos as much as I do. Hey, I wanted to make a box lunch. Anyways, let's do this. Yes, I certainly try. The secret about Arthur is that he's not really an aardvark. No. Or is it all like is that everyone is dead because that's like the go-to conspiracy theory about kid shows nowadays is that everyone's dead in that show or in their respective shows. Like I know that there is a conspiracy theory about Ed, Ed and Eddie that all of the kids are dead and that their neighborhood is purgatory. Not quite sure about that one, but there you go. Yeah, the whole theory about how everyone is actually dead just is kind of lazy. Even when it was fresh, I feel like it was kind of lazy, because it's like, you know, it's like, what's the thing that can make it spooky and edgy? Oh, here's a reversal of one. There's apparently a conspiracy theory for Peanuts and their animations, is that all the parents are actually dead. And that when the kids are hearing the wah 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 trombone sound, it's them hallucinating. Oh yeah, Arthur had a nose job. You know what, considering how much his nose shrunk, I won't put it past him. In fact, I think the whole family must have gotten nose jobs. Yes, I made a, It's God going womp womp, your parents are dead. Oh god, could you imagine? But yes, I did a review on Lost in Blue 2 long ago. Relatively speaking to this channel. But I have been streaming it now just because I like the game. I think it's fairly easy to split my attention between the chat and the actual game. You know what? I admit I haven't seen too much Rugrats. But, so unfortunately, I'm not too sure about the specifics of Angelica. Other than, of course, he's a big old brat just like DW. Jeez. Honestly, I think DW's issue is that she gets away with way too much shit. I feel like she could be an okay child if her parents would actually discipline her once in a while. Would tell her, hey, you're not going to get, like, movie privileges or whatever if you keep acting like a brat. I'm not quite sure about Angelica. I'd imagine it'd be the same. A similar kind of deal. Then again, like I said, I didn't really watch Rugrats. I have not yet watched Rugrats. And what, Angelica's what, like 3, 4? good son with Arthur characters. So much fun to imagine weird-ass scenarios with Arthur characters. Watching W fall down a cliff. Oh, ain't that the dream. One thing that I do know about Rugrats, that I do appreciate is that, well, first of all, no, I can't say I've ever watched Arthur All Grown Up. One thing I do appreciate about Rugrats is how open they were about, I think it was, Chucky's mom that passed away, but he was very young. I can appreciate them kind of being open with that. He might not really fully remember her, but talking about that's important. How it's still important that she's a part of his life. And I know that his dad also got remarried, and he had a, and then he also got a Chucky also got a stepsister. It was nice to see, you know, a blended family like that, showing about, you know, deceased parent that's a widower, finding love again and normalizing, and just showing that that's a good thing. Normalizing that, if you will. Even though, you know, even though saying that, you know, his mom, his biological mom, is still going to be a part of his life, but also he can have a, he can still, having his stepmom as a part of his family is still a good thing. Yeah, DW is a bit of a, unreliable narrator. Truth be told. Alright, just letting you know, in a couple minutes I'll probably get off of this as it is approaching 3:30 where I am. I streamed for over 2 hours, which is pretty good. Yeah, like, I didn't grow up with cable, so I unfortunately didn't really watch those shows. Various shows like Rugrats and such. But like I said, knowing them now as an adult, there are things I appreciate about them. Yes, in California, it's Pacific Standard Time. Which must mean there's a 3-hour time difference between where I am and my time zone in Pacific.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, that also reminds me too, Chucky's dad getting remarried. If I'm not mistaken, Chucky's mom was Japanese, and of course her daughter was Japanese, so you got a, interracial mixed family. But yes, PBS is great. Oh yes. Yes, see ya, Mike Awesome. Charging your phone. 5:25. That is very early indeed. Huge time zone difference, though. Probably didn't need me to tell you that. Let's see, where am I? Got. Dude. Three. Oh, you know what I just watched recently? Just because it was free with ads on YouTube and just want something nice on the background. What's the Peanuts movie? I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but good movie. Quite enjoy it. It's my comfort movie, if you will. Yes, thank you, Malum Kato. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a good day. Yes, I like to say that in terms for its animation at least, Peanuts movie walked so that Spider-Verse could run.
Glad you're back.
With its kind of 2D, 3D animation, if you will. Speaking of newer Peanut stuff, I did watch a couple of the little couple of the animations for it. Just little short cartoon animations they had for it. They're not bad. Keep decently well to the spirit of Peanuts. Only thing is, for some reason they made Linus illiterate, which I thought was kind of weird because he's around the same age as Charlie Brown, so he should know how to read and write. In fact, he knew how to read and write in the comic strip, oh shit, it's storming, and in the old Peanuts animation, so I thought that was kind of weird that they made him illiterate. Big storm. Okay. Like I said, I'll stream for about 2 hours. A little over 2 hours, rather. So I think it's a good time to call it a stream. And if all goes according to plan, I will be having a cartoon video on my birthday, which of course is next Monday. And once again, if things go according to plan, I'll have a stream every day for that week. So, yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much again for everyone stopping by. Very much appreciate it. And, hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye!